Hello, fellow Limeys. We had a bit of a rough night last night for Miss Isabella, but we were able to actually get out into the open air market today for a little bit. And we were lucky enough to find this amazing bread booth that has vegan and gluten-free bread and cookies. So, as you can imagine, I went crazy, literally. Kissed the guy. He was like, oh. And so since we're, going to be marching into medical hell, I thought, I deserve to have some vegan gluten-free cookies that actually taste good. So we got some biscotti and ciannella. They are not as good as yours, although for vegan and gluten-free, they're pretty damn good. So if you guys ever come to Munich and, you're in the open air market, I suggest you find this little bread place and have a taste because they're just super wonderful. So some questions that I've been getting have been about how I chose the clinic and the communication. How did that happen with the clinic? And so in the very beginning, James, my husband, was actually researching cryotherapy when hyperthermia popped up. And he did the research, started reading, and learned about Lyme and cancer services in the States. And so Brendan and Michelle are the liaisons, and they are both ex-patients of the clinic. I worked with Brendan, and we had the initial conversation. I gathered my labs from IGenics and then everything else I had. I finished the paperwork that he asked me to, including, the Burrascano paperwork, and then there was also a history, like a timeline, and some other paperwork. And then they also offer services for booking your flight, helping you with finding a place to stay, shuttle for the clinic. They have a myriad of things, including nutritional counseling, pre and post treatment protocols. So let's say you just got a Lyme diagnosis and you're at the very, very beginning and you haven't quite figured out any of this. They would be a great resource to call if in fact the clinic is your end goal, because you can't just go in there as sick as you are. Bella and I have been rebuilding our adrenals. We've been doing gut work for years now, getting the candida and the bacteria and getting everything under control. These are all essential things that you have to do before you go into treatment so that your treatment can be as successful as it can. So after the communication, getting my labs and all that kind of stuff, I started communicating with Frederica, and she's the international liaison. And it was basically, like, when you're coming in, do you need shuttle? Do you need this and that and the other? And then also set up the shuttle for my mother with Frederica. My mom flies in on Monday. We check in on Sunday. She flies in on Monday. So it's a little kind of wonky, not their norm. Usually companions, family members or friends that are coming with you to support you are called companions. And usually, you all come together. And in this case, we just couldn't make it happen. So all of that was set. And then about 2 or 3 days ago, I received a call from Gabby Rudolph, who is also the director of admissions for the clinic. And she was just firming up everything 100%, my mom's flight information, when she's coming in, blah, blah, blah. And then also she gave me the rundown for what Sunday is going to look like. Now, on Saturdays and Sundays at the clinic, you don't have any treatment. You've basically been free to go. Go explore if you feel well enough. There's a natural spring that's around the corner that you can go to and relax. But basically there's no therapy, no treatment. So when you walk into the hospital, you only have medical staff. So the clerical staff is off. And so she says, basically when you walk in, reception, there isn't going to be anybody there. So just go upstairs to the first floor and go to the nurse's station and get your packet. And so the packet will have our room so we can get settled. A kind of a quick shakedown of what the morning on Monday is going to look like, which I'm sure is going to be the port and, some labs and all that great stuff. But I have nothing but great stuff to say about the communication with the clinic and with Life and Cancer Services. if you're lost and you are seriously considering coming to Germany or going to their Mexico clinic for treatment, I highly suggest you contact Lyme and Cancer Services and speak with Brendan or Michelle, and get the rundown of what you need to do. And I also would like to give out a shout to a mom, Gabrielle, in Australia. Her daughter received treatment at the clinic in 2014. And I posted some questions on Facebook in the different groups, and specifically the clinic group. And she's been amazing. I mean, she has gone above and beyond to answer questions that I've had just about town, about how to rent a car, just great information. And so honestly, if any of you have any questions, please reach out to me. I promised her that I was going to pay this forward tenfold. And I just wanted to say, Gabrielle, thank you so very much. Thank you for the information on the tax sheets for the airport so that I can get my German state tax back. And for those of you flying from Australia, if you're particularly ill, she suggests arranging oxygen for the flight. Just really small things that you wouldn't think about, especially when you have Lyme brain. And so these are all things that I've been keeping track of, and I will share as I go along. But I just wanted to say thank you, Gabrielle, very, very much. And I hope one day to be able to hug you and sit down and maybe have some tea or wine or a shot at this point. I don't even know, but just to say thank you. So to all of you Lymies, where it's still daylight, enjoy your Saturday, love and light, and health and wellness. And 2 more. I know you don't want to do it, but you trust me, it makes you feel better in the end. Okay? All right. I will talk to you guys tomorrow from the clinic. Good night.